listened while he told me that all of his money is his, and that everything he earned by himself and brought into this marriage by himself. I wish there was some way out. I'd say she found a way out.
This is the second time Carol has gotten angry enough to threaten to kill me. Carol and I got into a big fuss, and she ordered me out of the house or she would kill me. She has a .45 revolver, and she took my .357 and hid it. Daddy never really involved the law in anything. It was just something that he resisted. For him to go down there and write that out and present it before a judge was major in my eyes. That is not something he would do unless he was at his wit's end and would kind of protect himself if he was denied protection.
It doesn't show stalking, it doesn't show battery, it doesn't show anything. It shows a verbal argument. And that's not enough to get him in charge.
And so that's why you think it was survived.
That's why I know it was survived. That was dead on arrival. What raised my eyebrows and said, "What can we do?"
And that's not enough to get him.
Nope. There's free speech. There's free speech. We don't restrain free speech in this country. We punish it after it's done.
I'm sure in the judge's eyes it was hearsay, but to call me, he didn't call me. I started calling him. Didn't answer the phone. Didn't answer the phone. This continued all through Saturday and all through Sunday. I got no answer. She says, "Do you think I should call the police?" And I said, "Do you think?"
Jack Don Lewis was last seen on August the 18th. He was reported missing on the 19th by his wife at about 1:30 in the afternoon. The detectives walked the property and drove the property. Now, you talk about 40 acres. Apparently, there was nothing there that suggested that they should pursue that area any further. There were aerial searches done. They found nothing. Then after 3 or 4 days, we found his van abandoned at an airport.
With the keys still in it, his briefcase in it, but no John Lewis.
That didn't make sense. Like with what he said to me, if you was truly wanting to disappear and nobody know where he was at, would you leave your van where you got in a plane to take off? You wouldn't want nobody to know you was in the plane, because that's now a clue.
Do you think it was planted? I think someone else drove the van there. I don't know if it was planted there.
I think the police did a horrible job at the investigation side of it. The cops never looked at the van when it was at the airport, and they let them bring that van back to Easy Street. And it was there for a couple of days before the cops come to look at the van. They even look in the van. A couple of days that van sat there.
They came and spoke with me because they found my fingerprints inside of his van. 4 days before he disappeared, he dropped his van off for me to do some work to it. But he tried to talk me into going to Costa Rica. He said, "Come on and go to Costa Rica."
Why do you want to go to Costa Rica, Scott?
He liked it down there.
The long-term plan, according to the investigation, was that he would eventually move the Big Cat Rescue, or Wildlife on Easy Street, as it was known then, down to the Costa Rica area. We actually sent myself and another detective and did multiple interviews down in Costa Rica. We spent about 4 or 5 days in the area to try to determine if there was any link there or not.
And how did he get to Costa Rica?
He's a commercial out of Miami.
But Don did fly a lot of airplanes. He owned, I don't know how many airplanes he owned. But all of his planes were small. And you could not fly those things that high.
It's impossible with the size and types of planes that Don had that I know of, that he could nonstop go from here to Costa Rica. you'd have to make 4 fuel stops. It's just not in the cards.
I don't believe that Jeff got Lewis through to Costa Rica. There's nothing at all to indicate that Don left his van there and got in a plane and crashed it somewhere. There was no record of any takeoff of an airplane. There was no flight file. Nothing.
Don lost his pilot's license the day after he got it, so he never flew legitimately again. Every flight he ever did after that, and there were a lot of them, he was flying illegally, so no, he wasn't reporting. He would go down over the Gulf of Mexico, down underneath the level where radar picks you up.
My understanding was he went to evaluate some new plane that was for sale. I was told that he was pushed out of the plane, out of the door, 50 feet over the Gulf way out.
If he had any kind of an accident out of the Gulf, we never would have found anything. He had had several plane crashes and had really damaged himself in one of them. And I don't think he was ever completely right after that last crash. I was seeing behavior in him that just didn't make any sense. Like, he could remember things from way back when he was a kid, but couldn't remember where he was for the last 5 minutes. And one of our volunteers came to me and said that looked like Alzheimer's. Maybe that's a know who he is. Maybe he doesn't know where it's going.
That's all bull. I don't believe a word about dementia or forgetfulness or any of that crap.
No. He knew exactly what was going on, what we're getting at, why. He knew all that. That's not a problem.
Carol says he was an unusual man.
Eccentric's a good word to use.
Carol's smart. She's setting the stage for it. He just up and disappeared. We don't know what the hell happened. She spent, I'm sure, a lot of time setting the stage for the dementia and the forgetfulness.
According to diary entries allegedly written by Carol, she was feeling boxed in by Don's notorious cheating.
It's no use to leave him. I wish there was some way out for me.
Police combed the area, but after a year and a half of investigating numerous theories, police still have no suspects.
Somebody, sometime, someplace, somewhere, somehow wanted to be rid of Don Lewis. And apparently they got their way. My understanding was that he was killed. Won't go there.
I need my clapper. I need my clapper, Mark. What are you doing? Go in front of the camera and say, take 2. Take 2. Everything was fine, just as sweet as wine, but her husband wouldn't disappear. But then it got a little crazy, got a little hazy, and the cops said there's something wrong here. Oh, here.
The best that he's done is worth his bringing up the music video Dear Kitty Kitty about Carol killing her husband. And a lookalike Carol walking along with him while he's singing, feeding body parts to her cat. And he's got extreme shit. You haven't seen Dear Kitty Kitty, you don't know what you're missing.
Joe had everyone convinced she murdered her husband. And we were all going with it. And me, as a reality show producer, I was like, yeah, man, roll the cameras, you know?
So the whole world's wondering, did you actually grind your husband up? Feed him to the tigers so there's no evidence? I'm gonna show you some stuff that will put that right here.
Prosecute, there's just no use, there's nothing left but the tiger trap.
People want to believe something that's just totally outlandish, and so it has been a problem.
These tigers have such an acidic stomach that when you feed them a whole turkey, there's no bones that come out. Okay, it's gone.
Is there any chance that Don had been killed by one of his cats?
What? there'd be fighting, there'd be blood, there'd be this, there'd be that. No. There wasn't a cat out there that could eat 100 pounds of flesh. There'd be skeletons, there'd be bones, there'd be something.
His own kids demanded that they DNA test the meat grinder. Sheriff's office wouldn't do it.
We had a meat grinder. If you've ever seen the Butcher Boy meat grinder, it's about that big around, and that became like this wholly exciting thing that I ran it through that grinder, and it's like I didn't run his hand through the grinder, much less over his body.
I mean, there's another theory that one of the buildings they built is a septic tank underneath it, that he was put in that.
If we ever get the law to go in there and dig up that septic tank, I promise you he's underneath that damn thing. Hey Carol, it's a voice from your past. Get me the fuck out from under the septic tank.
It was in the ground, it was operational. Judy had moved into the property before Don ever disappeared, so how would I have been putting him in the septic tank?
I believe that there's a lot of people out there that is speculating and don't have anything to back it up. But one day, somebody's gonna stub their toe. There is a God. Her name is Karma. She has a sixth sense of humor.
Yeah, we heard all the stories. We've done everything we could do in terms of trying to put those to rest, but sometimes legally, you can't pursue exactly what you'd like to do. You have to stay within the bounds of the law. Anybody could be a suspect. Now, having said that, clearly the most information we're going to get are the people that were closest about this, and that's where we look.
Anne McQueen was probably the closest person alive to Don Lewis. She watched out for his best interest. He watched her back.
Don trusted Ann with every penny he had. He was the law guy.
I cooperated in every form of fashion they wanted me to cooperate.
Who were the other suspects?
I think it was maybe her.
In any investigation like this, you go to the husband or the wife or whatever close family member that is still surviving or still around that you can interview.
Carol's mother was a member of the sheriff's department, and I think she maintained some sort of, well, that's my sister, I want you to tread lightly. I don't know that, but I'm sure he would just stand there and do that.
Her brother worked for the sheriff's department, but I don't think that there was collusion there.
I never really knew my brother because, gosh, by the time I was 15, he would have been, 9? So we never had much of a relationship. It's funny, he grew up to be a sheriff's deputy, which was the last thing I ever thought my brother would grow up to be.